pause, my eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and rolls of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, ready from ear to ear. Craving and rating the grain, rekindle the flame. Close as she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise. We know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise. We know what our worth is. In paradise, in paradise. We manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. Hope everybody's having a happy Thursday. Today we were supposed to be at Y&B today, but it was raining a little bit over here, over in my area, and I don't really take my equipment out for remote live streams when it is bad outside. So I want to thank everybody for joining me in today. Remember, go to YouTube, like, subscribe, hit notifications. I don't know why that did that. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry about my bad, guys. I'm having one of those days today. Go to YouTube, hit like, subscribe, and notifications, and search the Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark or After the Storm, OKC Thunder. I want to thank everybody last night who joined us on our end-of-year post-game grades and analysis of the season. For last night for the Thunder. We had a really good show. Went for, almost 2 hours. Had some good content with some good people coming on and giving their opinions, their comments. And like I said, please, everybody, go ahead and do that. Go to YouTube and go ahead and like or subscribe or whatever. Just comment. Or if you have questions, we had some good questions. We came up with some good things. It was a good time. And remember, every Wednesday we will be doing the After the Storm, kind of giving an update on the Thunder, what they're doing, what all they're going to be able to, if any trades or anything that was going on, we're all going to do that whole week of Wednesday every week. So that's when we're going to start doing that. And of course, we'll be on Apple and YouTube for that. So looking forward to doing that. And so speaking about Thunder, a couple things. One, the Sam Presti, Gordon Hayward's wife thing. We talked about it last night on After the Storm. And the thing that I can appreciate about Sam Presti, and I like him as a person, he's extremely sharp, and I like what, basically don't like everything about what he does, but majority of stuff I like what he does and the direction he's taking the Thunder. I appreciated the fact that he was honest about the Gordon Hayward trade. It didn't work. Now, his wife, Gordon Hayward's wife, of course, stepped in and said something about, well, you got to play somebody, da-da-da. And she said that, Gordon, when he got the trade, he's like, why are you trading for me? It's a bad trade. And he's right. Gordon Hayward is a much better player than what he showed for the Thunder. Remember, he was averaging almost 16 points a game playing for, my sinuses are messed up. This weather's just killing me. For the Charlotte Hornets. But for the Thunder, it was a way for us to get the salaries and some money that we wanted to get rid of, get some players, give them a chance. Because Trey Mann deserved to play. He wasn't going to play for us. He did not fit in with us. But he needed and deserved the right to play. The right to play. And he did a great job for them. It just showed what he is capable of doing. So you got to applaud Sam for giving Trey the opportunity to go somewhere else and show how good of a player he is. And my guy Mark Long of SRB loved Trey Mann, was one of his favorite players. He loved Trey. And so I think that when you look at it, I thought Sam Presti did him a favor by trading him. Now, to me, I think the Gordon Hayward thing was all about money and getting those guys a chance to play. That's what I think it was. Now you've got this amount of money sitting here that, that you can after this year, it's free money. I think the Thunder are like 94, 95 million or something crazy with freed up money for them to sign people because, excuse me, I'm sorry, my sinus is going crazy. And then when Coach Gray told me not to do that, it sounds terrible. But dude, when you have sinuses, it is what it is. But to me, when I look at it, I'm looking at the Thunder and because I read that somewhere about the 94, 95 million. And we're going to go into detail about that next Wednesday when we do the show. We're going to be talking about the salary cap and who's there. And we're going to be laying it out. And we're going to have it all here for you. So to be more detailed where I'm not going by what somebody on the internet said, but I can be able to check it out for myself. So, but, I mean, you got to play J-Dub and Chet a year early, I think. There's no reason why we're going to let either one of them go anywhere. Okay? We're going to keep both of them. So, to me, you go ahead and you do that and you keep them and you go ahead and you pay them early because it's going to save you money. And whether they'll accept it or not, who knows? But to me, I mean, why wouldn't you accept it? You get the money a year early. It's guaranteed. You're set. You're ready to go. And then SGA sets up. And I believe, let me see, what is SGA eligible for? Which, of course, he's not going to sign. I mean, that's just crazy on him to do. Oh, here it is. He's eligible to sign a 4-year, $296 million contract. He's not doing that. When Jaylen Brown got $300 million and who knows what Jason Tatum was getting ready to get, why the hell would I do anything less than that? 5 years, give me what I need. I'm out of here. So I don't believe he's going to do that. But I just think that for me, the fact that Sam Presti owned up the fact that he made a mistake and the fact that Gordon Hayward, realizing that, I mean, he knew this wasn't a good fit for him. I mean, some people go, oh, you needed a veteran presence. Okay. You're one of the best teams in the league. Veteran presence as far as what? Another guard? We're guard heavy. But I believe that you can't do that because I think Sam did what he did for Trey and Michik and all those guys got a chance to play. And Poku, all them guys got a chance to play. They weren't going to play for us. Michik did not fit with us. Trey Mann clearly wasn't going to fit for us. So you had to get somebody who's a veteran. And he was averaging 16 points a game, but 15-7 for the Charlotte Hornets. So he was playing well, and I think Gordon Hayward is a good player. I think he's better than what he showed with us, 100%. He just didn't fit with what we were doing with our team. He just didn't. And sometimes it doesn't work. And like you got to remember, I've said this about a lot of players. It's about where you're playing and the system you're playing in. You can be fantastic and outstanding and great at one particular location, at one particular team. And when you leave that team and you get paid all that money, all of a sudden you're not anything anymore. And especially in football, it really, defensive backs, it really, really is a telltale sign for defensive backs. Because they're great, and all of a sudden you go to a different team, you're not as great as you were. Why? Well, because you don't have the up front blocking. You don't have, the quarterback has more time. There's all kinds of things that are into play. The scheme of what the new defensive coordinator that you're playing for current now is different than the scheme that the defensive coordinator you played for before. Running backs, you look at running backs, same thing. The scheme that you had at the team before compared to the new team is not the same. When we look at Derrick Henry and him going to the Ravens, well, this is a scary thought when you think about it, but the Ravens have lost three linemen. They got 3 new linemen. So what is that going to really mean for them? So it's all about where you go and do you fit in where you fit in at your new location. And Gordon Hayward did not fit with us. And his wife, he did play enough minutes to make his own decision, but to make an impact. But I mean, we talked about on the show. Say Shea is passing to him. He's wide open 15 foot or 12 feet. Don't even shoot. He's passing ball. He's doing. I saw this one deal about a guy. He's doing cardio. That's what he said. He was doing cardio because he wasn't doing anything. And Gordon Hayward can play. He just did not fit with us. Instead of them saying that he did not fit with us and leaving it there, you had to take shots at Sam Presti. Now, granted, Sam Presti made a mistake. He fessed up to that mistake. And I've said many times, had Sam Presti realized what the Thunder were going to be able to do, he would have made different decisions at the trade deadline. He did not expect us to be the number one overall seed. He did not expect us to go where we were. We're way ahead, a year to 2 years ahead of what he had projected us to be, 100%. Now, a lot of that has to do with Coach Dagnall and him building his ability to help players get better, 100%. Okay? But now the problem is, now that you're there, which is what the Athletics said before, now that your team is there, can this guy coach an all-star? He can't. He is a team-oriented coach, and I said this on the show last night, and I gave out the grades, and we'll go over those here in a little bit. And I, broke down the players and the coaching and what his deficiencies are. And everything I've been saying all year long. Once we got on national TV in those 10 games, everybody said what I said, even though I was getting beat up by the people around here that I was talking to, the owner. I have a good friend that's friends with the owners. I'm friends with a couple of them too. Well, acquaintances with them, not friends. But it's the same thing. Oh, Matt, you're doing this. And I said, I don't give a shit what they're saying. They're lying to you. This is what's going on. This is what's happening with the team. Everybody beat me up. But what happened in the end when you saw him on national TV? What did everybody nationally say? The same damn thing I was saying. Okay? And I'm not knocking our team because I love our team. And I love what we're doing. But you've got a guy who's not ready to take us to the next level. He's just not the guy. He's the guy to get us where we needed to be 100%. Okay? 100% he's the guy to get us where we are now. There's no question. Okay? But for us to go to the next level, he ain't the dude because he doesn't have the mentality or the coaching acumen or whatever you want to call it to make sure that happens, because this is the thing. You have a superstar. Everything runs through your superstar and everybody else is support players. He doesn't believe that way. Oh, we're a team. We're together. No, we are a team, yes. But you have a hierarchy. You got to put people in the correct places to make them the most successful. You put the ball in SGA's hands. They double team him. He kicks the ball to what? J-Dub. J-Dub, now guys run at J-Dub. That gives J-Dub his magnificent to drive and create space. He is fantastic at that. Not going right, but going left. When he goes right, and he'll improve on that. I mean, I don't know how many layups he missed going right, how many shots he missed going right. He goes left guy. So he's got to come up and do some things differently to make him more successful and figure out what defensives did to him. Then all of a sudden, there's Chet. Everybody beats Chet up. So, but anyway, let me go ahead and do our grades while I'm at it. Okay, let's just go ahead and do the grades. So, because I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready to break the team down. And I need to be doing our grades first. Okay. Thunder grades. Here are our grades. And you guys, if you want to comment on them, like I said, go to YouTube, like, subscribe, hit notifications. If you want to comment on the grades that I'm giving or ask any questions, please go ahead. SGA, I give an A++. Number one, he was all NBA for second year in a row. Number two, what he did, 51 or 52 30-point games, or 30-point games out of 82. Well, actually, he played, 78 games, 75 games, whatever it was. But anyway, I want to give him that. J-Dub, SGA was he should have been, he led the league in steals, so he should have been all defensive first team, which is ridiculous. You had all big forwards. I'm sorry, no guards deserve to be all NBA? Really? You only had big men? And then Rudy Gobert won the Defensive Player of the Year. Clearly it was Anthony Davis. Lou Dort didn't make second team. Lou Dort's a beast. We were first team in the West. We were, first number one seed. We had no guys on our defense. How does that happen? Ridiculous. Once again, let players decide. You media people they wear me out. You didn't play, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. And you're biased and it's ridiculous. Let players decide who or what does what. Okay? I think you should get your opinion, but you should have players do the same thing. And then you take the consensus of what the players are saying and what the media is saying. It's just like I've said before. Jokic did not deserve his third MVP. This should have been his first. The first one should have went to Giannis for his third in a row. The second one should have went to Embiid. The third one should have went to him instead of Embiid. And this year, I believe it went to SGA, but SGA won. The Thunder didn't promote him. And number two, he didn't get any looks nationally, which is why we got Coach of the Year, because we were 17 wins ahead of what we were last year. 16 wins ahead of what we were the year before. So clearly, He's doing the thing, and so no one saw us play. And that's why he got the coach of the year. But after people saw us play, yeah, they were like, yeah, he ain't the dude. Chet, well, J Dub, I give him an A minus because he did not show up in the playoffs at all. But the reason why we won, the reason why we were who we were, is because of what he did this year. Defensively, offensively, being the second guy, he stepped up dramatically, I think. But on the flip side of that, the coach trying to promote him and say he's, you know, going to be has more upside than SJ, you're an idiot. And any of the coaching staff that think that, all y'all need a new job. Y'all know that ain't how you really feel. If you know anything about basketball, you know those two ain't even close as far as upside. You're full of it. It's not happening. You're high. No. But anyway, I give J Dub an A minus because he disappeared. But I'm still giving him an A. But it is an A minus because I think he disappeared in the playoffs and was nowhere to be found. Chet, A minus, the same thing. He was nowhere to be found. But I want to come in. I want to praise Chet. And I was a negative guy with Chet in the very beginning, and everybody will say that, and I admit that I was wrong about it. But Chet, I thought, even though he disappeared against the Mavericks, he got the crap beat out of him, and I said that multiple times on After the Storm. He got the crap beat out of him. And I think for Chet to be able to do what he did, getting the crap beat out of him, the way he was, he stayed in there, he still fought. Now, he was shooting threes because I just think he was too tired to go down there. That's what I think. He was trying to conserve as much energy on the defense and then shooting his threes, and you could tell. And if you're a basketball player, if you're a shooter, the first thing to go is your legs. So first of all, when you shoot, your shots are short. Then you try to compensate because then you're using your arms and your ball is long. So that hurt Chet. But I want to say I'm going to give him an A minus simply because I think Chet, he played great, and he deserved the runner-up rookie of the year. And by the way, we had back-to-back rookies of the year, J Dub and Chet, and they both deserving. And the guys who won it were both deserving of rookies of the year. Lou Dort, I gave a B plus. I think defensively he's one of the best defenders in the league, but I gave him a B plus because he shoots too damn much for me, dude. I don't want you shooting. I don't want you trying to attack. I don't want you trying to create. And once again, it's the coach's philosophy and how he attacks it. Dort, you don't shoot more than 6 times a game, 7 max. Go to the corner and shoot. If you cut to the basket, give me a layup, great. But you're trying to take people off the dribble and all that. You know what teams were doing to him? Yeah, go ahead and shoot, Lou. Go ahead and do it. And I'm going to go over what his stats were. And I wish I would have saved the season stats versus the playoff stats so you could see the difference in the drop-off of the players. I wish I had done that. I did not do that, and I wish I had because if I had let me see. I know I don't have that. Let me look and see real quick because if I have that, that would be fantastic, but I don't think I did that. I think I deleted it is what I think I did. Yeah, I deleted it, unfortunately for me. I thought I'd maybe had saved it, but I didn't. But anyway, so I give Lou Dort a B plus because he was trying to do things he's not capable of. He's not a scorer. Coach is trying to build him into something he's not. Dude, put everybody in the proper place to make them successful. That's why I said he's not the guy as a coach. Okay, and I'll talk about him in a minute. Josh Giddey, as I said many times in this show, those of you who've listened to me and seen me, I don't give Josh any sort of grade. And I said I was going to give him a pass. And this is why, because Josh, anybody who's fighting for their life not to go to prison, I've got to give you credit and go, look, Josh was not there mentally. Josh just wasn't. He just wasn't. If you're about to go to prison, you're trying to say you're not thinking about anything. You're not. So I don't give Josh a grade this year. I think unfortunately Josh doesn't really fit on our team anymore, which is going to hurt once again the coach because one of his things that he did well was the ability to be able to do out of bounds plays. But who was the person inbounding the ball? Josh Giddey. But I think Josh's value to what we're trying to do is probably come and gone. But Do I still kind of want him around? I'm not going to be mad if he's around next year for the first part of the year until trade deadline at least. And I think he deserves a chance to redeem himself. But on the other flip side of that, like I said last night, I'm not going to be mad if he's gone. I'm just not. Kaysen, I gave Kaysen a B minus because Kaysen once again was an integral part of our team, and I don't believe that some of the trade rumors when they were wanting Laurie Marketing from the Utah Jazz, and he wanted Kaysen, and we were going to give him the picks, and they wanted Kaysen too. And Danny Ainge, nobody's fleecing Sam Presti. I can promise you that. He's the fleecer. He's not going to be the fleecee. Sam Presti is the fleecer. He's going to fleece other people. He's not going to be fleeced. And you got to give him his props and his flowers for that. He's not the guy. So I'm not giving up Kaysen either. Everybody was talking about, well, Lively this, Lively that. Lively fits better on the Mavericks because he catches what? Lobs. When do you see Lively going down there making moves and scoring on people one-on-one? No. You see Lively catching lobs, getting rebounds, doing putbacks. You don't see Lively trying to take people one-on-one. It's not his game. So he's on a perfect team for that. And I'm going to pick Kaysen day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out. I'm going to take Kaysen over Lively every single time. But once again, Kaysen he disappeared. Towards the end of the year, I think he hit the rookie wall. And in the playoffs, he was just basically non-existent. So that's why I do give him a B minus. And then Jay Will, I gave him a C plus because he got completely exposed against Dallas. I don't think he was what we needed him to be. We talked on the show last night about him, how he was taking charges the year before and all the things he was doing that he did not do this year. And I said, well, that's because of the lineups the coach had him playing with versus what he was doing last year. And then teams, once they get enough tape on you, they get to make decisions and they play you based on who's in the lineup. And that was the thing about SGA is no matter what they did to him, by the fourth quarter, he knew exactly what he was going to do to him and he could do whatever the hell he wanted. And the rest of them could not adjust accordingly. So that's why it is what I have with Jay Will. C plus. I just think that I want to give him a worse grade than that because you're up one, shooting a free throw, and they miss, and you let the guy get in front of you and get position on you. I don't, and that's because he believed that they were going to make the shot. He believed they were going to make the free throw. Dude, it doesn't matter. The first thing you're taught in rebounding is on the offensive rebounds, the shot goes up, you catch the guy next to you, then you look at the shot. First thing you do is you get contact with the guy next to you. And Washington just went right around him, got in front of him, boxed him out, and got the rebound over him. And it killed us. That was game 6. Then, of course, SGA fouled him in the corner, but he should have never had the ball, and we should have been, up 1 at that point? That's what we should have been, up 1 with the ball, and that's not what happened. And so I want to give him a worse grade than that, but I thought he played pretty good all year long. Wiggins, I gave Wiggins a B+ because I think he faded on us completely, and when you look at his stats, as far as I wish I'd have kept the season stats. But Wiggins I give him a B+ because defensively he was magnificent all year long. Even in the playoffs, he was magnificent. I just think offensively he just wasn't ready, which is another reason why I said last year that I wanted us to go into playoffs, and we talked about that last year. Get your feet wet. You've got a good base of players, and let's get our feet wet in the playoffs. But Sam Presti and the organization wanted to get that wanted to get into the lottery. That's what they wanted. And by them wanting to get in the lottery, it cost us a chance for this team to get some playoff experience last year. And we probably got beat in the first round, which is fine. But then you've got guys with playoff experience, so you come back now for this year, and then you're ready to go. And I think, to me, what happened this year, I wanted to happen last year. So that this year you're ready to make the move, but they did not see our team the way that I saw our team and the way that I talked about our team all year long. The Thunder did not see them the same way that I saw them. Isaiah Joe, I give a C+. Towards the end of the year, Isaiah Joe started getting run off his spot, and he is a catch-and-shoot guy. He is a shooter, and he's not a scorer. And for you all who are new to the channel or new to listening to me, the difference between a scorer and a shooter is shooters catch the ball and they shoot. And then they also catch the ball and they can go to the basket. That's a scorer. You can catch and shoot. Steph Curry's a scorer. He can catch and shoot, and he can take you off the dribble. Clay is more of a shooter than he is a scorer. Okay? Anthony Edwards is a straight up scorer. SGA is a straight up scorer. J Dub is a straight up scorer. Chet is more of a shooter than he is a scorer. He tries to be a scorer, but I think he will probably turn more into a scorer than a shooter. But right now, Chet is more of a shooter than he is a scorer, and so he's got to change that mentality. So anyway, but that's why I give Isaiah Joe a C plus. He disappeared on us at the end of the year, and he disappeared on us during the playoffs. And once again, Dagnall's decision in Game 5 to change the lineup that you've had all year long. Everybody understands their role. Everybody understands where they're supposed to be. And he switched that up. To me, that's, once again, somebody over his skis as far as a coach. And I know you guys defend him, but I'm sorry, I'm right. And the people nationally are telling you exactly what I'm trying to tell you or what I'm telling you. Same thing. We see the game differently than you people. We just do. We don't sit there and listen to whatever they're saying. We're the only team that the radio people, whoever, do not criticize their team at all. You criticize the Thunder, you're gone. So I can criticize them because they can't make me leave. I can't go anywhere. I've got a platform. But the whole thing is me. I'm not saying anything other than what the facts are. I'm not beating the Thunder up. I'm not trying to dismiss the Thunder. All I'm doing is telling you the facts of how I see them and how most people see them. If you understand truly, everybody who I talk to who understands the game of basketball gets it, and they're right on the same page as me. And some people are more worse than I am. I think I'm more probably 75%, and I know guys who are 90 or 100, then I know guys who are 25 trying to tell me what to do and tell me about basketball. And I played. And I played. Well, first of all, you told me you played. So you lose part of your credibility right there. And my thing is this. If you disagree with what I'm saying, just look at what I'm telling you. Look at it. Follow what I'm saying. And then if I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong, then please give me your reason why you think I'm wrong. Don't just come up with some nonsense. Give me the reason why you think I'm wrong. Okay? Now, Coach Dagnall. I gave him a C plus because we finished first in the West. That's why I gave him a C plus. And he got a C last night by one of our guys on the show last night after the storm on our live stream on the comments. I gave him a C plus because we ended up finishing the number one team in the West, tiebreaker. And the reason why we got the tiebreaker is, one, Denver beat us the first game of the year, which is 4 or 5 game, the fourth or fifth game, whatever it was. We weren't ready to play. They beat us. We beat them on every other back-to-back nights. I remember we played them back-to-back. We beat them pretty good the first time. And then the second time, SJ hits the jump shot, the tiebreaker, which was the tiebreaker. He beat them on the last-second shot with 1 second left. He hit the jump shot, and we went up 2-1. And then, of course, Jokic did not play in the fourth game. So it was 3-1, but to me it was 2-1. Then we split with Minnesota 2-2. And Minnesota then split 2-2. So we won the tiebreaker. So I look at him and what we did, we won in spite of him, not because at the beginning of the year I said we were going to win 57 games. This was because of what we did last year. You know, I predicted us to win 40. And all you basketball savants, all you people who think y'all know basketball, not one of you predicted the Thunder would win 40 games last year. None of you. But then I did, and then now y'all going to sit there and tell me that I'm wrong about this and that. You know, you're full of it. So anyway, the way I look at it is before the season, I predicted 57 wins, 54 to 57. Then after watching the preseason, I dropped it down when we actually did our grades. Because I said, this guy is not ready. And when the athletic article talked about him, I was like, saying that can he coach a superstar, because they interviewed him in the summer when the World Championships were going on. And they were talking about SGA and his feelings about that, and the guy was like, yeah, this guy's not the guy. Can he coach a superstar? And he can't. He is a team-oriented guy. And when you look at what the other All-NBA players, in fact, let's do that right now. Let's give Shea his props, okay? Let's give Shea his props right now. Here are the All-NBA teams, the first team All-NBA. By the way, if you guys didn't know, SGA was All-NBA. Giannis, the ball runs through him at the end of the game. Luka, the ball runs through Luka at the end of the game. Jokic, the ball runs through Jokic at the end of the games. Jason Tatum, ball runs through Jason Tatum at the end of the games. Oklahoma City Thunder, the ball runs through J-Dub. Because our coach and his philosophy is he wants us to play as a team, and they believe as an organization that J-Dub has more potential than SGA, which is just insane. It's just insane to me. And if any of you guys don't think that's insane, something's wrong with you. You have no sense in basketball. This guy led the NBA in defense in steals. We led the NBA in steals. And on top of that, we led the NBA in turnovers, which we're going to go over that in a minute. But that's the difference. Every one of these teams, their best player, the ball went through them. The Thunder didn't happen. Thunder didn't happen. Did not happen, which is frustrating. So, to me, let's go ahead and take a break. Then we're going to come back and finish off the rest of this show so we can finish up and run it all the way through. So, I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, and planning, hit my guy Mark Long up. He is the dude for that. Hit my boy up. He's fantastic. They love behind the scenes. If you have a complex that you're building or a new building, they can lay it out for you and make sure everything is properly and nothing will flood and everything is worked out. If you have a dam in your neighborhood, or if you have a city or a state or a county with a water treatment plant, they can help you out with that as well. Collaborative Logic, if you have needs for computers or software to make your office run smoother, hit my guy up over there at Collaborative Logic. He is the dude for that, Russell Williford. And also they do website design because they've done our website. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved. Jose Fierro and his cousin or nephew, Adrian, are the people to holler at about that. Y&B, family owned and operated since 1912. By the way, we're supposed to be there today. We'll be there next week. Family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can go ahead and go into many of their main locations. To their location, 5 locations. The main bank at 401 Elm in downtown Yukon, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon. Y&B Eastwards off the Parkway in 66, 39th or 39th Expressway. Y&B Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. Y&B Parkway off Garth Brooks and I-40, as my boy Nathan Taylor says, 212 steps if you walk around a car from I-40 to the Parkway location. Y&B People located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur, and Shelter Insurance, the Mark Pimbleton Agency, located at 4609 Southeast 29th, Del City, Oklahoma, 405-670-2424. Monday through Thursdays from 9 to 5, and they're open Fridays 9 to 1, closed Saturdays and Sundays, probably serving the Middale area since 1982. So, anyway, like I said, I'm proud of the Thunder and what we did, but, we do have some stuff going on. We do have an NBA playoff game tonight. We're going to have one series left. And tonight we have the Mavs and the T-Wolves. The Mavs 3-1, of course, in Game 5 in Minnesota. The Wolves are minus 4.5 point favorites. Over-unders 209.5. And I'm interested to see this game. It's just going to depend on what happens. I believe that the Luka and Kyrie, remember Kyrie is now 14-1 in closeout games, so he wants to make sure he's 15-1, not 14-2. But I believe if Derek Lively doesn't play, I think it's going to be hard for the Mavericks to beat them. That's just what I think. And I believe that, and I wouldn't play Lively tonight. To me, I would just rest him up till Saturday. If they lose, go back home, finish them off in Game 6 in Dallas. That's what I would do if I was the Mavs. But anyway, it's going to be a great game. Can't wait to see that tonight, 7:30 on TNT. Looking forward to that as well. I'm excited about that. Definitely excited. And then, of course, Drew Hinthorn, I thought he was going to be on. I was trying to kind of wait for him a little bit to come on so he could talk about his picks for today. Here are Drew's picks. He's taking the Mavs plus 4.5. The T-Wolves in the first quarter, he's taking -1. He thinks the T-Wolves are going to lead after the first quarter because they are playing at home and they're going to be pumped up. The Mavs, the T-Wolves, he's taking the over tonight, 209. He thinks it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both teams are going to come out firing because he thinks the Mavericks definitely will come out firing, and I think the T-Wolves will as well. And then, of course, in Major League Baseball, Drew is taking my Yanks, money line minus 180. His Braves, money line minus 220. The Twins, money line minus 128. And then, of course, the Cubs and the Brewers, he's taking the under tonight, 8.5. Or today, 8.5, minus 8.5. He's taking the under. So I think it's probably going to be a day game, and that sun is going to be out. I think that's why he's doing that. I don't know why he's doing that, but I forget. He does have his thoughts whenever the Brewers are playing. I can't remember if he takes the under when they play at home. And then I know with the Rockets, he always takes the over when they're playing on the road or when they're playing at home. I know he does that, but I can't remember exactly how he does that and how he breaks it down. And of course, in NHL games and scores last night, my Stars dropped Game 4 in Edmonton, 5-2. The Oilers took care of business, which I kind of thought they would, and now they're going back to Dallas. What night is that for Friday night's game? Because the Mavs play at home Saturday night. So the Oilers will play Friday night. Dallas will be rocking. The Oilers will be going crazy. I still need to get me a jersey, and I need to go in there. I need to do that. I need to do that and go watch an Oilers game. I mean, the Stars game in Dallas because it's crazy. It's wild, and just be a good time to go to Dallas. I like going to Dallas anyway because it's a fun town. So that's just me. But anyway, 5-2, and then of course tonight the Panthers at the Rangers, 2-2, 7 p.m. on ESPN. The Rangers at home, plus 1.5 at home. I thought this is interesting. They must think the Florida Panthers are going to take care of business. Sorry about that, guys. I actually hit the thing and it popped off. Um, but actually, yeah. So I think that they think that the Panthers are going to take care of business over the Rangers in New York tonight at home. I don't know about all that. I mean, the home teams have survived, but we shall see what's going to happen. I'm still taking the Rangers, I believe, tonight. That's just kind of me and what I think is going to happen. That's just kind of what I'm seeing. Now, something has been happening in Major League Baseball. They did something that I think was long overdue, and I'm glad that they finally did it. They added the Negro League players and the stats to their official record because what most people don't understand, or most young people, I don't know if y'all even knew, that, the black baseball players back in the day had to have, until Jackie Robinson bust the cutter line, that they had to play in their own league. And these guys would play against the Major League All Stars would play against these guys, and they beat the Major League All Stars, and Major League All Stars would beat them. So it was extremely competitive. It was extremely close. It wasn't like these guys didn't deserve to play, but they were just as good as a lot of these Major League Baseball players. But there was a color barrier, and if you were black or Latino, you could not play in a Major League Baseball, especially if you're black. And so they had to develop their own league, the Negro Leagues. And they developed, and what they did is they combined the stats so you could see where guys still are and where guys today and where the guys would be. So when you look at what happened and how they broke it down, and I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, man, I tell you what, how it's broken down here is really interesting. So we're going to start out with career batting average is the first thing we're going to do. And the career batting average, Josh Gibson and Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb forever was the leader in that. And this is the thing. This is how it breaks out. Josh Gibson, who many consider the best Negro baseball player overall, he finished first. He had a 372 average. Ty Cobb had a 367 average. I mean, think about that. 372 versus 367. Okay? And then, when you add in the other Negro League players, Oscar Charleston, he was third at 363. Judd was fifth at 350. Turkey Stearns was sixth at 348. Buck Leonard was eighth at 345. Now they stand to shoulder to shoulders with Rogers Holmesby, Tris Speaker, and Ted Williams. So, I mean, you think about that for a minute. I mean, think about that, guys. Josh Gibson has the career batting average. Now, on base percentage, nothing changed. Okay, nothing changed. The two at the top are still the two at the top: Ted Williams and Babe Ruth. Okay, and then after that, the next spots is Josh Gibson at third, Buck Leonard at 452. He was fifth. Charleston's 449. Wilson was comes in at 10th place. So you had Babe Ruth. I mean, you had Ted Williams number one on base percentage. Babe Ruth number two. Then you had Josh Gibson number three. Uh, then of course you had Buck Leonard at fifth. And so I mean that right there is just incredible that you're finally doing this. And then of course in slugging percentage, which I think is crazy when you look at these two. Josh Gibson and Babe Ruth in slugging percentage. I think it was funny when I saw this. I thought, wow. Um, Josh Gibson. I mean, it's crazy. Babe Ruth's record of 690 was his. And it's crazy. Josh Gibson was 718. 718, 690. And then Ted Williams is 634. Bonds at 607. And Bonds is the only one in the recent decades to even reach 600. And of course, he's not in the Hall of Fame. But, I mean, think about that for a minute. Josh Gibson, 718. Babe Ruth, 690. Okay? Williams at 634. So, I mean, look at that. That's, what, 56 points difference? 56 points difference? That is crazy. It's just, that is just crazy. And 718 versus 690. And then the closest after that is Ted Williams, 634. That's just crazy. And then on base percentage, once again, Josh Gibson and Babe Ruth. It's just crazy. Josh Gibson's on base percentage was 1177, 1.177. Ruth is 1.664. Excuse me, 1.164. Damn. Those two. And then the next is Charleston at 1065. I mean, it's just, you look at these guys and it's just unbelievable that they did this. Okay. And then, here you go. Slugging percentage, Gibson, Ruth. On base percentage, Gibson, Ruth. Nobody else even close to him in those two percentages. Nobody was close. And then, of course, the single season batting average, Josh Gibson was number one. And then Charlie Chino Smith was number two. I mean, and then of course Duffy was number three. So, you look at these guys and you look at what they did, it's just insane. Roger Hornsby is 424. Okay? 424. And Smith, this guy they were talking about, Smith, he was 451. I'm just looking at these guys going, wow, their stats are just crazy. Gibson was 466. He was 109. He was 116 for 249. That's crazy. That's crazy. It says here that if you would do his numbers over 154 game season, okay, he would have had 241 hits, 233 RBIs, and 193 runs scored. I mean, think about that a minute. 241 hits, 233 RBIs. 233 RBIs. 233 RBIs. And then, of course, in slugging percentage, Josh Gibson and Barry Bonds. Once again, Barry Bonds not in the Hall of Fame. Baseball just cracks me up. These people are ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous. And then, of course, in winning percentage and pitchers, you had Dave Brown and Ray Brown. The Brown brothers. The Browns. I know I shouldn't lie. I shouldn't say that the way I did. But, anyway. You got the Browns, both guys, Dave Brown and Ray Brown were the for winning percentages for pitchers, which is just great, which is crazy. Browns was 738. He was 59 and 21. 59 and 21. 59 and 21. And then Ray Brown was 117 and 43 over a 14-year career. Wow. I mean, wow. When you think about that, it's just crazy how these guys, and you got to look at Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw, of course, he didn't pitch the season. He has a 695 winning percentage, 210 and 92, just ahead of Whitey Ford for the all-time lead. 210 and 92. Isn't that crazy, guys? When you think about that, I mean, that is just crazy. That is crazy. But then, of course, your whip, which I had to look that up and what the hell a whip was when I was doing it. Um, the whip is, let me see, what is it called? It's the walks plus hits allowed per inning is a whip. Okay? And here are the two guys, George Walker and Pedro Martinez. And Pedro Martinez. And the thing is this, Satchel Paige wasn't in any of the pitcher stuff because of the simple fact that by the time he got there, he was just too old, basically. Okay? That's basically because Satchel Paige, he had a 3.29 ERA over seasons. But he was so old by then when he got in there. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Because let me see. In 48, Satchel Paige made his American League debut two days past his 42nd birthday. He had a 329 average over 6 years. So he was 48 years old. I mean, think about that. But they said they do know that in 1944, that Satchel Paige produced a 1.10 ERA over 16 starts, which places him third all time. Okay? Tim Keefe had a 086 in the 1880s. Dutch Leonard had a 096 for the 1914 Red Sox, which he owns the modern day era record. And I'm just saying, and then of course the Mets release Jorge Lopez, which is, I just believe he got released not because of that, but he had to do something else. I don't think, he's the one that he got kicked out the game, and of course he threw his glove up into the stands, and the Mets released him. And it had to be something more than that because I just don't think you get, Jorge, what did you do? You had to do something else. You're not going to get released just for that. And I believe he had to have done something else in order for them to release him. I don't think you just get released over that. I think he had to do something else to piss those people off, to piss them off, for him to get released. I just don't think you just get released like that. I think he had to do something else. That's just me. I don't think you just get, released for no reason. That's kind of how I look at it. Sorry about that, everybody. Now, in our football schedule, we're going to do the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The over-under for the Bengals is 10.5. They lead off with the Patriots at home, which to me is a W. Then they go to the Chiefs, and we know that I'm still going to take the Chiefs in that. The Commanders at home, I'm going to give them a W. The Panthers on the road, I'm giving them a W. The Ravens at home, man, I'm going to give them a W at home. So that makes them 4-1. The Giants, 5-1. The Browns at the Browns, 5-2. The Eagles at home, I think they beat the Eagles, so that's 6-2. The Raiders at home, 7-2. At the Ravens, 7-3. Chargers at the Chargers. By then, the Chargers would have had quite a few games. I think that's going to be a tougher game. I'm going to give the Chargers the nod on that. So 7-4. Steelers at home, 8-4. At the Cowboys, 9-4. At the Titans, 10-4. The Browns at home, 11-4. Broncos, 12. At the Steelers, 5. So I give them, I think I'm going to do the over. I think they'll have 12 wins. That's what I think that they will have. The Steelers have their schedule down the stretch is for them to go 500. It's 8.5 is their over-under. Falcons at home, or at the Falcons in the first game of the year. I don't think they're going to know what the hell they're doing, but at the same time, that defense will know what they're doing, so I'm going to give them a win. I don't know why I have the Nuggets. Who the hell are the Nuggets? I'm sure that must mean the Broncos. That's what that means, the Broncos, the Nuggets. At the Broncos, I think they come up with another win. The Chargers at home, I think that's a third win. The Colts at the Colts. The defense, I think I'm gonna give them a win there. 4-0. Cowboys 5-0. Raiders 6-0. Jets at home. I'm give them an L there. The Giants, that's 7-1. Commanders 8-1, and then the Ravens at home 9. Lose to the Browns, lose to the Bengals. That's 9-3. At the Eagles 9-4. At the Ravens 9-5. Chiefs at home. I think the Chiefs at the end of the year. That's Christmas Day. Depends on what happens. I'm gonna give them a loss there.
Maddie, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, B? What you doing, man?
Hey, lunch ate, big man. Just
Hey.
sorry, just got back to the house. I had to take my dog to the vet.
Oh, sweetest
Just got
dog.
back.
Okay, everything okay?
Yeah, he's got a big ear infection, I think from the lake, but he's doing all right. He's just some green stuff coming out of his ears. I had to go take him in, make sure he's all good. And I
Okay.
had to work this morning, so he's doing all right though. Big man's all right.
Yeah, I just did. I was going through my Steelers deal right now.
Okay.
Uh, I have them at 9. There's over unders 8.5. Right now, I have them at 9 wins, and I'm trying to get the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs at home and the Bengals at home. Their final 2 games, so I think those are both L's. So I get them. I have them at 9-7.
I follow you on that. I think it's a big thing is going to be if Watt's healthy, if everything's going to get on that defense.
Yep, that's
The
why I said
offense is
that.
going to be a little bit of a mystery. You know, they always say, you got two quarterbacks. I don't know if that's more of a problem than just having one. So I think that Pittsburgh team is going to be a little bit of a mystery on the offense, but I think that defense is going to hold steady. And I love Tomlin as a coach. He's one of my favorite coaches in the league.
I
So
agree
I think they're
100%.
always. I think he's going to go at least over 500 again. At least 500,
Barely.
if not, one game over. I mean, he's never going to quit that streak.
Yeah,
There's no way that's happening.
I think that's. I said I got them at 9. Is where I have them at.
Yep.
Uh,
I'm right there with you. Yeah, I
yeah,
think he's going to go at least 500 or better. So yeah,
yep.
I'm
And
with
then
you.
I have the Bengals. The over under is 10.5. And
Okay.
here's their schedule. I got them beating the Patriots,
Yeah.
losing to the Chiefs,
Yep.
beating the Commanders at home, beating the
Yep.
at Panthers, beating the Panthers. I got them beating the Ravens at home, beating the Giants at home,
You got to beat the Ravens at home.
at home in Cincinnati. I got them
Okay.
losing to the Ravens in.
Yeah, I got you. We'll
Okay,
get there.
yeah, that's why I did it at home. I got
Yep.
them beating the Giants at home, losing to the Browns. Okay, at
Yep.
Cleveland. Then they have the Eagles and the Raiders. I think they'll beat both of them. That's what I think, and they'll be 8-2. Then they go to the Ravens. That's an L. They go to the Chargers. I think that's an L. I think that'll give Harbaugh plenty of time to figure out what the hell they're doing. That'll be
Yep.
the middle of the season for them. So I've got them 8-4. Steelers at home 9-4. At the Cowboys 10-4. I think the Cowboys are going to be a joke by then. Beating
Yep.
the
I'm
Titans,
with you on that.
beating the Titans. They'll have them at 11. Losing, then they have the Browns at home.
The Browns are going to be interesting.
Yeah.
That's the problem right there. The
Yeah.
Browns.
The Browns are a problem with them, have been. So what I basically have them is at, I think I had them at, what I have them, 13-12 and 12, 13-5, 12-6, 13-5.
Yeah, I got them. Man, I wish that they'd figure out their wide receiver room right now.
Yeah,
They
it's a
got some
mess.
issues right there with. I mean, it's not really an issue with guys not showing up to camp, but I do think that at some point it's going to cause a problem somewhere. But those guys all know each other. They've been together for years now.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can figure out all that, and then there's no problems, I see them going at least 11 wins. I think they get that over just by a hair. I think they'll beat like you said, Patriots, Commanders, Chiefs. I got them losing to the Ravens both times. I know that's my squad, but I just think that's going to happen. I think that Ravens team is going to be very strong. It's going to be hard to beat them here and there, and especially with them being at home the first couple weeks. I think that's going to be an issue. But being at Ravens in the later, I see that as an L. The Chargers, I agree with you on Harbaugh getting that situated. The Steelers, like we just talked about on the other side, they're going to be a little bit of a problem. Two quarterbacks is you almost rather have no quarterbacks than two quarterbacks. You got
So
some
you think
issues.
you have
Everybody's
them
gonna
beating the
question
Chiefs in Kansas City? Second game of the year?
everything. And I got them losing. Yeah, I got them losing to the Chiefs for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I got him losing that one. But yeah, I see him at about 11 wins. I mean, it's going to be a close one. That division might be the toughest division of football this year.
It was a
I
tough. It's
mean,
been the toughest division in football for a
it
while.
always has been. I mean, even when the Steelers are at the bottom of the barrel or whatever, somebody always pulls out a win here and there. And with the Ravens getting stronger, I think it's just going to get even. I mean, it's going to be a great series regardless. But I got them right at 10 wins, maybe 11 if they get lucky, if they can figure out that wide receiver room and get everything situated, and if Joey Burrow can come back healthy. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, we've all seen him zip around the ball in practice, but whenever he gets behind there, if he can stay healthy, I know he gained some weight, so he got a little thicker, which I do. I think that's going to go good in that division, especially. But yeah, I think he just needs to make sure he stays healthy.
Yeah,
I got him at 10 wins, 11 if they can
you're
squeeze
taking.
one
So
out.
are you doing the over? Was 10.5? So you got to do over or under.
Yep, I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I do
I'm gonna
too.
go 11.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
11.
go 11 just because I think a couple of these home games they might steal one here or there. I think they'll probably beat the Steelers twice, but we'll see.
Yeah,
There
that
and at
last
home,
game of
so
the
I think
year is
that'll give
is
us
at
the 11.
Pittsburgh. That
Yeah,
last game of the
that'll
year is
give
at.
me the 11 if they win that one, and I think the Steelers will just go right over 500.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be pretty tight. Then of course in hockey last night, bro. the
Man,
the Oilers just beat up all of my stars, man. My stars, they
yeah, they
just got
did.
they got hit in the mouth, they got hit in the jaw, they got hit in the eye, they got hit in the nose, they got hit in the butt, get kicked in the butt. I mean,
Oh man, it was terrible. McDavid, I think, with his 16th 3-point game in the playoffs. He's still young. I think he's only 8 years in. So that was great. I mean, when McDavid's going like that, there's no chance. I mean, I don't care who's in net. I mean, Otter's, arguably the best goalie in the world. But when you got McDavid, going all cylinders like that, then you got Bouchard also for the Oilers.
mm,
He's a defenseman. He's leading their team in goals right now. So
I'm a,
you got things like that going. It's just a little difficult to put up with that, especially being in Edmonton. Going
yeah,
back home to Dallas, though, I do like them the next game. I think it's going to go 6 or 7 this series. We have, right now it's best 2 out of 3 going out. So
yep, dude. I tell
we'll
you what,
go.
McDavid had a shot last night. I was like, there's not very many guys can do what he does
Yep.
ever,
There's a few of those. Yeah, they got
ever.
system guys, and you got Draisaitl too. I mean, arguably the best 2 players in the world. Playing on line 1 and 2, it's going to be a little difficult to beat those guys. You got Zach Hyman leading the league in playoff goals with Bouchard. They're both tied right now, so I think liking that. I mean, that's going to be huge. The Stars, Jamie Benn has showed up to play. He's earned every bit of the contract that he signed a couple years ago.
Yep.
Tyler Sagan finally starting to get some stuff going this series. He didn't have anything last night, but besides that, I like him. I think they got a nice mix of young and old. But I do like the Stars winning that series.
Who do you like tonight? Panthers, the Rangers, dude. How are the Rangers plus 1.5 at home?
Man, so just for hockey, the way they do it, there's always has to be a plus 1.5. It's always going to be a
Well, no, I'm
1.5,
like,
no matter what.
How are they not minus 1.5?
I don't know. I think it's and being at home at MSG, that's going to be a little bit difficult. I mean, I've friggin' Shesterkin for the Rangers been playing unreal, but whenever you're facing 37, 38, 40 shots a game, it's kind of hard to keep some of those out of the net. You got Bobrovsky only facing about 22, 24 shots a game, but when you're doubling that on the other side, it's a little bit harder to keep it up. I think the Panthers have I think they have the mix to take it in 7, but I do like the Rangers at MSG tonight.
Yeah, I saw that. I was telling my guy, I said, man, I just don't know, bro.
These are so close. All these in hockey, the last conference finals, both these two are so close that and I sent that text to you earlier. If you were to bet even just a unit on the overtime, they've hit 4 out of 8 games so far. So you'd already be making enough to pay. You'd be free if you bet the rest of them. You're still making money.
yeah, isn't that
So I mean,
crazy?
these teams are so damn close to each other. It's going to be tough. It's all going to come down to who can score on the power play, who takes the dumb penalty. It's going to be stuff like that. So I mean, that's what caused the game last night was that penalty in overtime. So
Yeah.
whenever
Do
or
you
2 nights
agree
ago,
with
I
the
apologize.
penalty,
2 nights ago.
or do you think that was kind of? I mean, do you really call that? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I'd have called that because he had a clear path to the net on his own and he got tripped. And you have to trip him if you're a defense. It's like the same thing in basketball. If a guy's going up for an easy layup to take the lead for the game, you want to foul him to
To
make sure
make
that
to
he
make
actually
yeah to make
gets.
yeah
So the same thing in hockey. Whenever he had that clear lead in that, I mean, he had a pretty much an open net. So you gotta take a penalty and hopefully you can get out of that. And if not, then that's what it is. But you did what you could. So I think
yeah
it's kind of one of those things. Same thing with basketball.
yep.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting tonight. I'm excited for it. It's going to be a hell of a game.
Well, I gave my grades, Ben, and I'm gonna tell you what
Thunder.
I'm gonna give them to you. I gave their season-ending uh,
Excellent.
goals, and here I'm gonna give mine to you, and then you just tell me what you think. Okay.
Yep.
Um, I did SGA A plus plus.
Yeah, you could add another plus if you want to.
Yeah, I did J Dub an A minus because he didn't, even though he was fantastic during the year, he did not show up in the playoffs at all.
I agree with that.
Nowhere to be found. I gave Chet an A minus too because I thought Chet played well, even though he got the crap beat out of him. I had even 20 times more respect for him because
Yeah.
he got the crap beat out of him, but yet he was still competing. And
I'd probably give him an A, to be honest, because coming into the season, we kind of all had not the best
doubts,
hopes. I mean, we had the
yes.
best hopes, but I think he outperformed what he was. I mean, I think at the beginning of the season, he might be a B minus player,
Yep,
and I think right now, I mean, he's an A for sure. I mean, A minus, just like you said. But yeah, I think he surprises and helped us out a ton. So
I agree.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. So I'll give him that one.
Yep. Then of course, Dort I gave a B plus because I believe
Yep.
that I don't want you to shoot, dude. Just play defense. I don't want you shooting. I don't want you trying to take people. I mean, I don't want you taking people off the dribble. I want you to shoot, 7 times a game.
Mm.
That's
Yep.
all I want. I don't want you shooting 12, 13, trying to take people off the dribble and creating plays. I don't want you doing
Yep.
any of that.
Do your
That's
job.
not what I want you. I just want you to play
We're not
defense.
asking that from you.
I don't need
And
you to do
if
that.
you do it once a game, that's fine. Don't do it 7 times.
Yep.
Let's get it. When
But
you do once, you need a bucket here and there, and you're there with the ball. Let's make sure we're doing the right. Make sure that we're making the right plays. I think a lot of the turnovers were a big thing.
yep, just because he's
with
trying
that.
to make plays. Because once
Yeah,
again,
trying to make an extra pass here
yep.
and there.
And I just so frustrated.
I'm with you.
Josh
I'm with you.
Giddey, I did not give a grade at all. Like I said, I wasn't going to do because I just don't think, dude, when you're basically fighting for your life not to go to prison. I just don't know how you even how are you concentrating on basketball? How are you
I'm with
even
you.
thinking about? I'm just so to me, I gave Josh a break, which I think is kind of frustrating because do you? I mean, I like Josh, but to me, I don't think he knew where he belonged on this team, and so that's kind of where I'm at with Josh. I didn't give
I'm
him a
with you.
grade. Kaysen, I gave a B minus because I just believe that Kaysen did not show up again in the playoffs. But I
Yeah, I
thought he
think he would
did
have been
play
more of a
good
B
defense.
plus if he was regular season. I think in the playoffs he kind of
Disappeared.
disappeared. I also
Yeah.
think, and I mean, well, that's also a young team. Some of these guys got to learn how to rise to the moment when the stars come out. When the lights come on, the stars come out. So it's like one of those things.
Yeah. Randy gave me the kickoff. Here's the kickoff schedule for the Cowboys OSU. Well, he said I'll have to do this tomorrow for football.
Yeah, we'll go over tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll go over there tomorrow for OSU. He sent that to me, but I can't put it up on the screen right now. Okay, then I got J. Will C plus because I just think he got exposed against Dallas really, really bad. I don't think he was able to give us what we needed at all against Dallas.
I think that also could have been the system we were playing as well. I think
Yeah, it
he might
was.
have got exposed due to the way that we were playing defense. I think just a little bit. So you can't put too much on him. So I like the C plus on that as well.
Yeah, and then of course Wiggins, I gave a B plus because he, offensively he was no show. Defensively, I thought he played great. He and Case and both did, but offensively they were nowhere to be found, and I just.
And these are combining, regular season and postseason.
Yeah, it's just I combined them both.
So
That's why I was
regular season. I think he's up there as well.
Yeah,
and I think just a little bit.
He's an A regular season.
Yep, I'm with you. A
regular
minus,
season.
Yeah, A minus. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Isaiah Joe, I gave him C plus because I'm like, dude, from the middle of towards the end of the season, your shot from where he started, his shots and his percentages went down. He went down all year, and that just really bugged me. It was his
he came out strong the first quarter of the season, half the season.
Yep.
He came out real strong.
And then once they started running him off his spot, he was nowhere to be found.
Well, I mean, then we got the Hayward trade and had a couple other things that obviously move minutes around for everybody.
Yep.
So there's a few things that might have adjusted there.
Agreed. And then of course, Coach Dagnon, I gave a C plus because I just believe that we won in spite of him and his philosophy on not really trying to win. Because I think the Thunder's mentality was they were set up for the long haul, not to win now.
They were expected to be a 6-7 seed. They weren't expected. They were expected to go in the play-in. They weren't expecting to be one. or
Yeah,
even
anywhere
I
close
really
to
think
that. I agree.
I really think they were playing on the play-in. Is
Yeah,
what I was thinking, and
I don't
that's
think.
just
Yeah, Ben, my thing is this though. I was saying to someone, I was like, you know, Sam Presti got beat up by Gordon Hayward's wife, which of course a wife, that's what you're supposed to do is
that's
defend your
brutal.
husband.
Yeah.
You
Defend him,
defend your
definitely.
husband. I'm okay with that,
But
but
also, he was. I mean, I know everybody heard on the sports animal all freaking week, but I mean, he had 17 minutes a game. I mean, it's just one of those things. Like he had his chance, it just didn't work, and
he just didn't fit our
that's not his
team.
fault. That's not our fault. That's nobody's fault.
Well,
Just the way it is, man.
he apparently told Presti, I don't know why you traded for me. I don't fit with your team. He
Which would never
apparently
be
told him that.
told, and that you would never tell a GM this trade doesn't make sense the first day you walk in.
That's what she said. He said. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. Well,
I'm
she
not.
knew
I
all the
wasn't
orders,
there.
she's not.
I'm not sleeping with him, so I don't know. I
Well,
don't.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Ring is not.
Like, you
Yeah, I
wouldn't tell a
agree.
GM. You wouldn't tell a GM that right when you get traded. Hey, or like right when you're about to get traded, because you don't have any say in it. It's not like he had a say in it.
No, he doesn't have a say.
So
He just didn't
yeah,
know
he
why
got
he traded for him.
So
Like,
they
why are
didn't
you
want
trading
him,
for me?
and then he didn't work out here. It's fine. Like, it's fine. It happens all the time. Like
Yeah.
people just come and go. It's okay. Like we tried. We did our thing.
I think that
Didn't
I
work.
think Sam was giving the other guys an opportunity. Michik didn't fit for us.
Which they deserve.
And Trey Man deserved an opportunity, and he played really good because he's a good player.
Oh,
But,
we had high hopes. It's the same thing like how it was, back in the day with Melo. Like when we got Melo and all those people, like we had high hopes for it. It just didn't work out.
Didn't
man.
work
like,
out.
We don't need to go bashing each other.
Nope. I agree 100%
And
with
there's
that.
no way that he told the GM like the second, like because he doesn't have to say it. So there's no way that he could tell him, "Hey, man, this isn't going to work." That's just not the way that business works. I just don't understand.
I'm with you on that. I was like,
Unless he
yeah,
had a
whatever.
say in it, and they went against him, and the other team went against him, and so did we. So then,
Yeah, I was the same way. Now, here are the shooting percentages for the playoffs, Ben, which is what I was talking about. SGA, 30 points a game, which is what his season average.
he's
Except
so
he
damn
was
good.
he
He's so damn good.
I know. 49% from the field, 43% from three, 79% from free throw. J-Dub, 18
I wish
points.
that 7.5% would have been up a little bit.
It need to be up. It need to be up. It need to be up. He started low, and he had to raise it up.
Thing. Yeah, that's the only thing on him that I wish that free throw percentage should be a little bit higher.
Yeah, for the playoffs.
83,
It was 88. It was 88 during the season. It just dropped down to 79 in the playoffs.
Just dropped off a little bit.
In playoffs, yeah. J-Dub, 18 points a game, 46% from the field, 38% from three, 81%. And I just think that the physicality got in the way of him, not used to being bumped, getting calls, not getting calls.
Yep.
I just think he just wasn't ready, which is why I wanted him to play last year. Different. Yep. Which is why I wanted to play last year. Chet, 15 points a game, 49% from the field, 26% from three.
Not the best.
I just think he was battling so much inside, blocking shots and protecting the rim, that I just think he physically just couldn't keep up.
Yep.
That's just what I think with that. I just think he could physically keep up.
Give him another year. Let him get some more weight on him, get some more muscle on him.
Get him some help so he's not having to go for 38 minutes.
One more. Yeah, go ahead.
One or two more guys. Lou Dort, 10 points a game, 36 from the field, 39% from three.
I felt like he did his job.
Defensively.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's not supposed to be. That's why the 10's right there, not 20.
Yeah, I don't want
his job. I think.
Yep. My idea with him was I don't want you. He had trying to score and take the ball. Dude, stop.
It's not his job.
Not your job. But the coach is, allowing him to do all. Let me help you expand, dude. We know. Give me a coach that goes, here's your spot. Here's your spot. Here's your spot. Here's your spot. This is what I need you to do. Put people where they belong, and this team will go to another level. Josh Giddey.
I think when if the coach can get him more on just a role player,
not his deal. It's not how he is.
I think some of those fellas when they jump in, I think it'll be perfect.
He's not. That's not him. He doesn't.
I know.
He's not. That's not the guy. He's not. It's not him. Josh Giddey, 8 points a game, 45% from the field, 35% from three, 87% from the line. Isaiah Joe, 44%, 6 points a game, 41% from three.
I like that.
Wig, no, he was at 50. He was 50, then he was at 48%, then 47, then 4. His stats
just kept dropping.
Kept dropping.
Well, we were playing comeback ball that whole last series.
What I'm saying is his stats dropped the whole year from where they started. Once people start
Yeah,
running
there
him
was
off
that
his
with us
spot.
sweeping. We were shooting lights out the first, so those are probably even skewed numbers.
Remember we led the NBA in 3-point percentage.
Yeah.
And this is what we ended up with. Wiggins 30% from three. As Kaysen 32% from three. Jay Will 40%. But Wiggins and Kaysen killed us. Killed us. 30% Wiggins. He was a 50% shooter all year long. 30%.
I mean,
That's 20
brutal.
points. That's 20 percentage points off of what you normally do. Kaysen 32%. It's brutal. That's why we got beat. Nobody stood up, and SGA led our team in scoring. Let me pull up these stats, Ben, so people can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He led us in. Where's my SGA stats at?
Man, that free throw line for SGA is killing me right now.
Yeah, it killed him. But here's his stats for the playoffs. Average 30. He led our team in scoring. 7.2 rebounds per game. He was first and led our team in rebounding. Led our team in assists. 6.4 assists a game. He was second in steals at 1.3, and he was second in blocks at 1.7.
Yeah, I don't think the blocks. He probably shouldn't be second. Hopefully
He should be
somebody else.
second. No, he's our point guard.
I know. You know what I'm saying, though. I mean, it probably shouldn't be there. The steal, that makes sense. But the blocks, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
How that's.
But rebounds,
Yep.
should he be lead our team in rebounds?
Oh, definitely not. But we don't really have like a name down there.
No, that's what I'm saying. We need some size. But for he was first in points, first in rebounds, first in assists, second in steals, and second in blocks for the playoffs.
Good on him. That guy's so good.
And you think J-Dub has more upside than him?
No, Jesus.
That's what they think.
Never mind.
We're not. It's the Thunder. That's the Thunder, man. That's the Thunder. So, but anyway, I'm excited about tonight, man. More excited about tomorrow night, so I can watch my Stars play tomorrow night. Watch them in Game 5 in Dallas.
I'm hoping both these go 7, so we don't have a 9-game wait like we do in basketball.
Well, we don't have a 9-game wait now. 9-day wait, because remember if they win tonight, then they have to play. If Dallas wins tonight, they play Saturday at home, Game 6. Then they'll have like a 4-day wait or whatever. So
I hope.
But I agree with you. I think
June 6th. So if unless the Mavs win, if the Mavs win tonight, then we got to wait till June 6th, which is 7 days, a week.
Yeah, June 6th is the following Thursday. So that's what I'm saying. If you win Saturday, if T-Wolves win tonight, they play Saturday, which is the 1st. So you only have a 5-day wait.
That's what I'm hoping. I like hockey's 2-2. Basketball, hopefully we can get some.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, because the Celtics got lucky because the Knicks got hurt.
Yeah, they walked through the whole thing a little bit. I mean, the Pacers the Pacers are a damn good team. They're going to be a lot better.
Well, the Pacers had 3 games they should have won that they choked.
I know they're up by double digits in 2 of them.
They choked 3 times.
Yep, they sure did.
It's like the Thunder choking up 18 and you lose. Yep. On the road, you got to close that out. But that's about lineups. It's about who you're playing. It's about lineups. And once again, that's why the guy gave him a C+. It's about lineups. So,
yep.
But all right, brother. Well, let me get out of here. I got to go train some kids. So, anything you want to say before you go?
No, man. I'm out of here. I'm going to enjoy some hockey tonight. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one.
You too. It's my guy, High Stick Harry, Ben Dillman. Thanks for coming on today, boy. Appreciate you. Missed you. It's my guy, Ben Dillman, High Stick Harry, doing his thing. And I appreciate all you guys for your support, watching us today here on YouTube and also on Facebook, too, as well. So that being said, everybody have a fantastic day. Stay dry.